Good morning, good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing? Oh, I'm somewhere. Let me show you my scenery before I continue. That's my backyard. This is what I'm waking up to. Okay, up in the mountain. Okay, we had a house. In fact, let me go around the house. I'll come back. Yes, good morning, good morning. How are you? Yes, up in the mountain, the breeze is good. Okay, it's a highway out here. That is the house. You talking to me? You talking to me? Okay, this is where we are. Beautiful house here, out here in Pennsylvania. Okay, this is the backyard. Okay, it has little flowers there. Okay, it has a fire pit down there. Okay, there's a grill there. Okay, that's the outside. We brought my son to school and we are staying in a house, an Airbnb, out of Midvale. Okay, so how is everybody doing? Good morning. Which part of Pennsylvania? Midvale. I'm in Midvale. How is everybody doing? So we have to always do the makeup, and today we want to talk about forgiving yourself and forgiving others. And then we also want to talk about these two sides of the story. You see, I'm wearing a head tie, okay? In fact, I wanted to do this just to even demonstrate. This head tie is like this. It has this side, okay? And it has that side. In life, there is always two sides of the story. There is not just one side. There is two sides to a story. And what happens with most of us, we take our side of the story and run with it. We never tell people about this other side. We are always talking about this side. Some of us blame our parents. Some of us blame our friends. Some of us blame our co-workers. Some of us blame, people that we've met along the way. We are always blaming somebody for not doing or being where you're supposed to be, because there is always two sides of the story, but we choose to go with one side of the story and run with it. We are not giving people like the truth about the other side. So there's always a two-sided of the story. So now this morning I want to talk to you about forgiving yourself first. Let's start with that. Forgive yourself. Okay, we can't forget to wear makeup. The makeup has to come. Okay, you always have to look at yourself. Look at yourself first before you even think about other people. Okay, look at yourself and look at the choices that you've made over the years and take responsibility. Did you hear me? Look at some of the choices you've made and take responsibility. We are putting the concealer, pretending everything is okay. We have to pretend, my dear. Everybody knows pretending is like the order of the day. You're pretending that everything is okay, even when you know things are not okay. Okay? So come into reality and know that you're not okay. Okay? Accept that you made bad choices. Accept that, other people made bad choices on your behalf and you are where you are. You're stuck and blaming other people for your bad choices. Everything you do is a choice. Now, I chose to come and bring my son to school. There are other people who choose not to bring their children to school. It's 14 of us. We are 14 people here to bring Dylan to school. That's a choice. I sat down. I said, you know what? We are going to go there, rent a house, and stay there for 1 week, and drop him off, and wait the next day, make sure my son woke up in the morning, and then shoot back home. You see, that's a choice. Nobody is forcing me to do that. So, you have to forgive yourself. I'm from Nyando Chibere. I remember myself since I was in kindergarten. And I remember, I think I was probably in 5th grade when I started understanding what choices meant. Like when I went to boarding school, there were teachers there who were teaching us about choosing. You choose this or you choose that. Okay? There is choices. And at the same time, I learned there was, like my parents, when you're growing up, your parents, really most of us didn't have choices, but there was directives and there was choices where you're told what to do. We were pretty much in life told what to do. Now the children we are raising now, we are giving them options. We are asking them, do you want bread or you want milk? What do you want? We are giving people choices, or rather our children. You know what I mean? Like there is that option to take this or take that. Paris, good morning. Maurice, good morning. Hesbon, good morning. Amos, good morning. Douglas, good morning. Everybody that is on, thank you so much for tuning in. So there's always two sides of the story. So we spend so much time blaming other people for where we are. First, you need to forgive yourself for having such a bad attitude about your life choices. You wake up, I just woke up, I took a shower, I decided to wear this, I put the head tie, I put the earrings, I put my makeup, I have all these things. These are all choices that I'm making. Forgive yourself for having such a bad attitude that you're thinking it's because of other people that you are where you are. You are where you are because of the choices that you've been making over the years. So forgive yourself, because there's two sides of the story. If you're thinking it's somebody else who put you in the situation you are in, remember there is your side and there is his side. There is your parents' side, there is your side. There's always two sides to a story. It cannot always be one person doing everything. That's why I'm here. Forgive yourself for having that attitude. You're the reason you are where you are. Forgive yourself for making bad choices. That's the only way you're going to heal. Somebody somewhere is breathing their last breath this morning. Somebody somewhere is going to receive a diagnosis this morning. Somebody somewhere is going to receive a phone call. A loved one has died. Somebody somewhere is going to come and their house is locked. Somebody somewhere is about to get the news that I'm no longer interested in the relationship. This marriage has to come to an end. When you're going through a crisis, I want you to know somebody somewhere is receiving bad news. And you might live another 5 years. You might live another 10 years. You might live another 15 years. If you're not getting up and forgiving yourself and deciding where you want to go, you are not going to avoid receiving that bad news. People are going to wake up to bad news every day. Prioritize forgiving yourself. Make it a priority to forgive yourself. Some of you come from families where you're not getting along. Not even you come from where families you're not getting along. In most families, people don't get along. Because you know what? You fight, you make up, you fight, you make up. Forgive yourself for feeling that you are not born in the right family. If you feel like you are not born in the right family, create your own family. Forgive yourself for thinking it's because of your family that's why you're where you are. It's not because of your family you are where you are. It's because of the choices you're making. Mochikoro Kerebe, good morning. Forgive yourself for all this time that you've wasted, that you never thought about your future. Forgive yourself. I'm grateful. I started thinking where I needed to go when I was in 5th grade in Eronge Primary Boarding School. I am so grateful. But guess what? I'm forgiving myself for not going back to college and getting a bachelor's degree. I do not have a bachelor's degree. I went to school for 2 years. I have a diploma. I forgave myself. But I wasn't going to waste time thinking, what was the bachelor's going to do for me anyway? Right? I'm treating myself, telling myself, Sirobi, good morning. I love your shows. In fact, there's a book I want to share with you that I'm reading about parenting adult children. I'll share the book and I hope you can find it in Kenya. Am I going to be crying that all my friends have a bachelor's? I have a friend that is a doctor. I can't even say the word. My desk mate that we went to school with, she's an anesthesiologist. My friend is highly learned. My God, she's so brilliant. Why should two of us be so brilliant? She's brilliant. She's going to help me. I'm going to sell my waist beads. I'm going to talk on Facebook. I'm going to do whatever I'm going to do. I'm going to go start my garden. I'm going to do something that is going to give me the money that my doctor friend has. The amount of money she has, I have it. But I'm not a doctor. I'm an entrepreneur. I sell mandazi. I'm selling waist beads. I'm selling my mouth. I'm talking. You know what I mean? But the same amount of money she has, I have. And I love her. I admire her. In fact, she's reading now to be a lawyer. You can't believe it. I don't know. This girl used to study when everybody was dancing, games, we are doing all these things. Form 1, Form 2, my friend was reading. I don't know what's up with her, but that's who she is. She is now going to school to be a lawyer because she wants to understand medicine, the lawsuits and everything. My goodness, she's reading. Forgive yourself for not being a doctor. Why are you so worried that you didn't make it to be a doctor? No, you cannot worry about the bad choices you made along the way. Take time to think. For instance, now, I just told Sirobi I'm reading a book. I don't have a PhD, but I read a lot of books. Common sense books, and that's where I am here. I've read about a family that dropped their children in college and they all came. We rented a house. We are 14 of us. We have a fire pit. Today we are going to go to, I don't even know where we are going. We are looking for places. I've read these things in books and I'm bringing it to reality. Do I need a PhD to do that? Oh no. Forgive yourself for not committing yourself to yourself. You did not commit yourself to you for self-development. Forgive yourself. There's two sides of the story. It can't be anybody else but you. Forgive yourself for not committing to yourself for self-development. I tell you guys, I pride myself in healthy eating. I pride myself in making my meals. I always tell people, look at me. I'm 49 years old. I am fit. I feel healthy. I feel strong because I'm committed to me. I'm committed to me first. After I finish committing to me, I can commit to you guys the way I'm committed to come and give you my time here. By accepting that, Penina, this is where you are. You're not going to change anything. Get up, Penina, make your meal. Get up, Penina, cut your vegetables. Get up, Penina, make sure you're drinking water. Penina, drink a fresh lemonade. Make your own lemonade. Forgive yourself for picking a bad spouse. Nobody forced you into it. Fine. Pooh. You wake up one morning, your spouse looks like a disaster. You're thinking, my God, how did I end up with this one? There is nobody who doesn't look at their spouse. Let me reduce the volume. You look at your spouse, you're like, okay, what was I thinking? If you don't think like that, you are not normal. You have to look at your spouse and wonder, what were you thinking? Especially when sometimes, you know how we do stupid things, right? Your spouse looks at you like, my God, I couldn't have done it better. No. Forgive yourself. That's the best you did. That's the one you have. You understand? Just embrace him. Me, I try to look at the good thing about my husband. There are things I know I don't like. But especially mine, brilliant. I'm married to a brilliant man. This guy, you can ask him the capital of anything, he'll tell you. So when he's getting into my last nerves, I'm thinking like, wow, how did I make these choices? Because it was my choice. I remember this is a brilliant man. Very smart. He's the one who books all the vacations. He's the one who makes all the payments online. He's the one who's managing the family accounts. Like, my God, the guy is brilliant. But every now and then, he'll put me in that zone of like, and I do. If you know me by now, you know. I put him in a situation where he's thinking, how did I end up with this woman? Seriously. Nyandochevere village girl. And this is a Nairobi boy. And he's probably thinking like, I picked this one and I have 4 children with her. What am I going to do? Because Penina is like this, like this. Forgive yourself for that spouse. If you're with them, just love them. Find the good things in them. Forgive yourself for not investing in good relationships. That's a thing. Right now, there's a few people here I know I call by name. Even Sorobi is a presenter for the radio station. I listen to his show almost every day, right? I have built a relationship with him. I don't know him. But I look forward when I go to Kenya, I have lunch with him. I don't know you, my dear. I've never met you. I'm building relationships with you. One time we are going to get to Kenya, then me and you will do lunch. Forgive yourself for not building good relationships that can hold you. Like my doctor friend. Marion, good morning. Tabi, good morning. My doctor friend, she can do anything for me. Believe me. Forgive yourself for not building good relationships. And do that now. Start building good relationships. Don't use social media to abuse people. Don't use social media to just browse. Build good relationships. And my job is to remind you this morning that take time and build good relationships. They will hold you when you're going down. They will give you everything you need. You need a lawyer. You need a doctor. You need a psychiatrist. You need a therapist. You need someone who's able to write a prescription for you. Doctor. You know, sometimes you don't have time to go look for your real legal doctor. Call your doctor, send a text and say, I don't feel well, doctor so-and-so. They'll write you a script because you know what? They are your friend. They are not breaking the law. Even the law allows doctors to have friends. Even the lawyers, the board of, I don't know what they call the board of lawyers, whatever, under what ministry they put them. They will break that law for you because your friend is a doctor. When you come to socialize, when you meet in a place where you're socializing, you don't know what your career is. When we sit here to have a good time, we have a good time. When it is time for a doctor to write a prescription for me, they're not going to remember I sell waist beads. They're not going to remember I sell my talks on Facebook. No. They write a prescription because they know this is Penny, this is my friend. Vincent is saying, I like your passion, the energy, your commitment, and for what you're doing, always ensuring that all are able to borrow a leaf. You see this guy, Vincent is talking about what our English teachers used to teach us. And some of you went by school and you don't remember anything your teachers told you. Borrow a leaf. Hiya. Vincent, if you put that in your composition, you are going to get high marks. And you know, I told you guys, I am a learned person that doesn't have a degree. Why? Because I teach myself. I make the effort. Vincent has told all the viewers today that borrow a leaf or two. Forgive yourself for not making good relationships, for not building good relationships. My mom used to tell me, and now I say, if you are a horrible woman in the community where you live, and that is a topic I want to talk about on a different day. I'll be addressing more especially the women, although the men also count, where your children are going to be left out literally in everything because you're the woman in the village that is a menace. You're the woman in the village that is always giving everybody a hard time. Build those relationships so when people are doing something, they're going to say, you know what, let me take Leah's son with me on a vacation. Yes, Leah, I have to build good new relationships, and I don't like broke friends anyway. Disclaimer. I don't deal with people who are broke because broke people are idle people. I want people who are like my friend who are learned ones or some who have money. Any broke person, I don't deal because you know what? They are lazy. They are focusing on other things. Because if you focus on self-development, you're going to have money. Okay? You need to know that if you have good relationships with people, when I'm going on vacation, for instance, now I have 4 children. My 3 children are adults. They're no longer going to be with me in the next spring break. Because every year I go on spring break for 1 week. I need to borrow a child for my 11-year-old. I'm going to borrow a child for how many years? 7 years. For 7 years, actually Ryan is 11 plus 7. For 7 years, I'm going to borrow a child on the 1st or the 2nd week of April for 7 straight years. Because you know what? I'm going to take my son on spring break. And it's me, him, and the father. We are not just going to go on spring break with one child. We are going to borrow another child. I'm not going to borrow Leah's child, who is always always gossiping me. You take your time, you're always menace. I don't want your child. I don't want Vincent's child. If Vincent is the one who's always drinking and abusing everybody, I'm not going to borrow anybody's child to go with my child for a weekend, for 1 week, because you're a menace. So the point I was trying to make there, forgive yourself for not building relationships. I put up a post for my son who's coming to school, and I told my friends, my son has a registry for college, and I asked people to go to the registry and buy something for him, because you know what, you can buy him a book, you can buy him a pencil, you can just give something small to this child. Not because Penina cannot afford a book, an exercise book. Not because Penina cannot afford $100 to send my son to college. No. Because when you give my son $10, Job, by the way, you've not sent my son. I'm glad I caught you. You've not sent my son a donation. He's in college. We are dropping him to college tomorrow. Send him something, a gift card. It's not because my son doesn't have what he needs. No. It is him knowing Uncle Job sent me $20 gift card for Target. So what? You know what? I need to work hard so he can remember all the people that joined the journey. Okay? He doesn't need the $20 because he's lacking $20 from his father or from his mother. But he needs the $20 so he can stay motivated. Send him that $20 gift card. Send him the $50 gift card. And you know, so far, so many of you sent the gift cards. He's still receiving gift cards. In fact, where is the link for that? Let me get this link, because... Okay? And listen, because when your children, those of you who have small children, when your children are going to go to college, at that time I'll be done. I'll be somewhere in my house in Miami, and I will decide if I'm going to contribute to you or not. So especially anybody who has a child under 18 and your children are not in college, go to that link and donate, because one time you're going to need me. And even if your child is not going to go to college, we are going to buy them something. If they are going to start a business, they can start a kiosk, they can start something, you know, and we will support you. And text me and remind me to do that, okay? So forgive yourself. We need to finish. I don't want to hold you guys for long. Forgive yourself for losing your values. Some of us lose our values along the way, and we change and we become people that are not productive. Okay? When you lose your values, that is how come you lose yourself. I see women who are coming to dance on Facebook to look for followers. Listen, you can't dance on Facebook to get followers. Those followers, dancing is good. But getting on a camera and dancing every day, that's not going to take you anywhere. Add value. Put something to your followers besides dancing on Facebook. You have to have something we call value. Value is what you believe in, where you came from, what was instilled in you. Why is this sun disturbing me? Huh? Value. Put value in yourself. Forgive. So forgive yourself for not putting value in yourself. I'm a stock option. If you understand anything to do with investments, I'm an investment. I have invested in myself as long as I can remember. I am an Amazon, $3,000. If Amazon stock is like $3,000. There are some stocks you can't even afford. Tesla stock is like up there. Become a stock. When you are a stock, if you go to Amazon, I want you to go to Amazon and maybe try to buy things and browse through the website. The quality of services that are in Amazon, that is why the stock value in Amazon is expensive. Put a value on yourself. Forgive yourself for not putting value on yourself, where you're grooming yourself, where you're eating well, where you're respecting yourself, where you're having good relationships, where you're building wealth, where you're doing self-development. Forgive yourself for not putting value. Put value on yourself. Forgive yourself. If you let yourself go, you've been shaking your behind on Facebook, you've been doing the wrong things, You are letting people talk to you however they want to talk to. Go back and put value on yourself. Okay? Enhance yourself. Invest in yourself, so when you're walking around, you're looking like $1 million person, because you put value in yourself. Put value, add value, educate yourself, read books, listen to a podcast. Some of you don't have access to books, but you have YouTube. Go to TEDx. Listen to podcasts on self-development. Listen to podcasts on forgiveness. Listen to podcasts on starting a business. Listen to podcasts on how you can have a good relationship. Listen to podcasts how you can start your own show like my show. Add value. Motivate yourself. Tell yourself the truth. You know your truth. Motivate yourself. Tell yourself the truth. Do not lie to yourself. Respect yourself. Respect is earned. If you don't respect yourself, people will not respect you. I've lived here for 29 years. I don't use the F word because I choose not to use the F word. Why am I using the F word? I am a learned person that has proper words to express myself when I'm frustrated. I don't need to use bad words for people to know how upset I am. Respect yourself. Create those boundaries. Get something and create a boundary. Cover yourself, protect yourself. Create the boundaries so you can have time to focus. I told you guys I'm trying to invest in like, let me show you what I'm looking forward to do. Where I am here, I just saw it. Let me show you. Outside of my house, I'm going to put up a house like that. Okay? This is what I'm working on. I'm working on securing a house like that. The budget is about $10,000. So that is inside me. I'm not going to focus too much on people's business because I need $10,000 to put up a house like that. Why? Because for me to grow in my business, I need to stay in isolation. That's my last point. Remove yourself from all the noise. Put yourself in an area and be productive. Remove yourself from all the noise. And first of all, forgive yourself for not removing yourself from where the noise is. I want to remove myself from my house to a side of the house because I want to do better than what I'm doing. I'm not able to be productive with dogs barking. My husband is in the house. My children are walking around. Even me, I'm in their space. I want to move to a separate space so I can be productive because I am selling things I'm not able to sell in my space. Forgive yourself for not removing yourself from all the noise so you can go in a quiet place. Right now I'm going back in the house. I'm going to read my book. I'm going to read one chapter before all the children wake up. I just need to get a chapter inside because it's talking about adult children. Right now I have, with me today, I have I have 6 adult children here. Children that I saw when they were being born. Okay? I have 6 of them here today. They are still sleeping. I'm reading that book so I can know how to have a conversation with them. A nice one. Calm, collected, focused, looking ahead. I'm reading a book. I'm hanging out with them. And twice a year, I subject my children to a vacation. Twice a year. A summer vacation and Christmas. I want them with me. Not in the house that I raised them. In another house. Where nobody is doing their daily chores. So I can have time with my children. So I'm reading that book because that's the stage I am. I have 3 over 18 children. I need to know when I'm calling Dylan in college what I'm saying to him. Okay? And what is the response? What do I need to respond? Okay? Jackie, good morning. Thank you for congratulating Dylan. And get him something. Send him something. You can send it online. Okay? I have to go. Create a balance. Don't do too much of the other thing. Create a balance. Quiet, good morning. Create a balance. Set your destination. And forgive yourself. Don't blame other people. If you came into the show for the last time, I wanted to tell you, I had this headscarf. This is what I started with, and I have finished with it just in case you came in late. For everything, there's the two sides of the story, Caroline. Two sides of the story. There's this and there's that. There's your story and there's other people's story. There's who you're blaming and there's the truth. Okay? In life, this is your life. There's two sides. Okay? When there's these two sides, okay? Take the two sides, your story and their story, and decide where you want to go and take responsibility. Forgive yourself. Don't blame others. Okay? Forgive yourself. And start a new day. There is two sides. Okay? Own it. You're going to succeed. Cheers. Have a good day. I'll come back live later when we go to where we are going. We are going to go to like a lake. We'll be back. And you guys have a beautiful day. Aggie, good morning. Today, Aggie, you came late. The bottom line is forgive yourself for your bad choices. Me, I've forgiven myself for not getting a bachelor's degree. Hey, me, my feelings used to be hurt sometimes, long time. I'm like, my father, I was worried about my father. My father wanted me to get a bachelor's degree. The diploma was enough, you know. I'm like, Dad, I can survive with this. So after a while, because it used to bother me initially when he was still alive. When he died, I said, now my dad is not here to bother me. I forgive myself for not making my father's dream come true. But I'm thriving. I'm okay. Cheers, guys. God bless you. And please, if you've not liked my page, do that. If you've not donated to Dylan's college gift, please do that. Thank you.